What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're still in the midst of free agency, and here we are with another free agency themed rebuild, and we gotta talk about one of the more active teams in free agency, that being the Houston Rockets. We all know they already traded for Kevin Durant this offseason, but now they've added Dorian Finney-Smith, Clint Capella. They've done a lot of things this offseason to make their team look pretty interesting out west. So let's go ahead and jump in to this Rockets rebuild after 2 days of NBA free agency. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe for your news channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs. If you want to help us reach that goal, that would be absolutely amazing. Obviously, as you guys know, I did do a Nuggets rebuild yesterday, and unfortunately, obviously I dropped that and then made 2 more moves after that. That's just kind of the beauty of when we do these videos while free agency is still going on. It's bound to happen. I feel like the Rockets still could make a couple moves, but it probably won't be anything major, which is why some might feel comfortable making this video, but I wouldn't be surprised if I was eating my words. So basically, I feel like the only other thing we can see from them is like figuring out what to do with Jock Landale, because I think he's going to be the one that's kind of interesting to watch, because I think they pushed his guarantee date back to another day. So I don't know if they're going to use his contract to trade him away, or they're just going to cut him at the end of the day. Not sure. Right now they have 16 players under contract currently. So like I said, I feel like they're pretty much done, but you never know. So also my share scenario is updated once again all the way up to the Trey Mann signing, where he signed a 3-year extension with the Hornets. So let's go ahead and get into this next season, shall we? So obviously the Rockets, we'll talk about all their moves at the rotation, and then we got to figure out what to do with this 16th roster spot, because we're not really sure where it's going to come from. Again, I think it might involve Landale, but to me, I think the easiest thing for us to do right now is probably just to, well, again, I think it will be Landale that's just released, and I think his contract is non-guaranteed. So I think what I'm going to do is just release Jock Landale and just hope they don't trade him for something major that could have been a big part of this video. Again, wouldn't shock me if that was the case, and I'll see you guys in rotation where we can really talk about what the Rockets did this offseason. So Power Rank has us 6th overall, which is really nice to see, but let's go ahead and talk about all the Rockets moves. So obviously they traded for Kevin Durant, which we're aware of, and there could be an extension maybe coming for him as well sometime this season. We'll have to see. Amin Thompson obviously has already been on the team. He was drafted, so let's not go over that. But Jabari Smith got a new extension by the Rockets as well, which honestly could age into being a really good contract as the years go on, because he's only going to be making around 24.4 annually. I know it doesn't always work out that way. The numbers are always, like off and on, or I don't know. You guys get what I'm trying to say. The numbers are always inconsistent. It's not just like, usually it's not just 24.4, 24.4. It's like usually kind of, different, obviously, if you know what I'm saying. So Capella got a new contract with the Rockets too to come back. And then they also brought in Dorian Finney-Smith. They extended Steven Adams. So yeah. And then they brought like Tate, Jeff Green, and also Aaron Holiday all back. So that's where the Rockets currently stand as a very interesting team out west. And here is the rotation going into the season. So we have Fred VanVleet, Amin Thompson, Kevin Durant, Jabari, Şengün. You have Tyrese and Capella, Cam Whitmore, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Aaron Holiday. Now, it would not remotely shock me whatsoever if Dorian Finney-Smith was indeed starting. Now, the problem with that is that Jabari is just a much better overall. Obviously, Durant's playing the 3. So I think I am going to go ahead and keep Finney-Smith on the bench, but again, would not shock me. And I'm also going to play Reed Shepherd at that 10th spot. We might as well, right? Especially if he ends up staying on the Rockets and isn't moved this offseason. I think, let's give him some burn. So we're going to run with that for this season. Fred VanVleet will be starting at point guard. So the last time I did a Rockets rebuild, I had Amin Thompson starting at point guard, but it sounds like Fred VanVleet and Amin Thompson will be sharing the backcourt for now. I'm not opposed to moving Amin to the point guard eventually, but we'll have to see. But this is what it's going to look like going to this season. So we're going to see how this team does. And I should be seeing you guys at the end of year 1, unless if I decide to stop at the trade deadline for some reason, but there's no plans for that as of right now, but we shall see. So at the end of year 1, Luka Doncic wins MVP. Flag is your rookie of the year. RJ Barrett is your 6th man, and Giannis is your DPOY, and Kata is your most improved. Devin Booker is your clutch player, and Mark is your coach of the year, and Zachary Staples is your executive. So kind of pointed out earlier, but just keep in mind, I'm recording this video. The last move that has happened was Trey Mann to the Hornets. I guess Eric Gordon also just signed a minimum to go back to Philadelphia, but that wasn't like public news, I guess, but that also just happened. But here's your All-NBA team. So I don't think I saw Kevin Durant on an All-NBA team, but this morning was pretty crazy about the, whole Bucks saga, what they decided to do, waiving Damian Lillard and signing Miles Turner, man. Seeing Miles Turner go to Milwaukee was not something I expected to see. I don't think any of us obviously did. With that all being said, we're the 6th seed in the West, and funny enough, we get to play the Dallas Mavericks. So, as you guys know, we just did a Rockets rebuild like 9 days ago or so, or however long it was, where the Rockets traded for Durant. So here we are again, and it's, I remember running into Dallas quite a bit every single time. So I did go ahead and extend Amin Thompson, though. While it's going to be fairly cheaper, I guess, I just felt like it was best to get in front of it because he's going to be a big part of what we're doing. He's an incredible player, so we might as well just keep him around. We had 21 from Durant to lead the way, 18 from Şengün, 14, 8, and 7 from Amin Thompson, 12 from Eason, 12 or 11 from Jabari, 10 from VanVleet, and then he had like 8 and 9 from Capella, 5 from Reed Shepherd. So let's go ahead and I guess shrink this down to a 9-man rotation in the playoffs, and we'll see if we can find a way to upset the Mavericks. I'm not holding my breath because we're all aware on how OP they truly are. Early on in these early on in the simulation, they're just pretty crazy to beat every single time. So, oh man, again, I should fix this. Thought I fixed this already. I fixed it on my other file, but I don't think I fixed it on here, and it was outdated still. But we'll actually be starting at the 3 for them. He should not be coming off the bench, obviously. So, game 1 does go to Dallas. Game 2, we even it up. So at least we won on their home floor, and they're gonna win on ours. They're gonna win 2 on ours. Yeah, I had a feeling. So we're gonna be down 3-1, which definitely sucks. It stings, but not too surprised by this result so far. Are we gonna get back in game 5? Maybe. I mean, we kind of making it competitive, but nah, they're gonna win. So no surprise there. Obviously, the Suns though getting to the second round is cool to see, and then you had the Knicks actually take down the Mavericks in 7, so Cat gets Finals MVP. So the Knicks win a championship pretty early on in this video, and then you got LeBron calling it. Jeff Green's going to call it as well. So let's go ahead and get to the draft lottery, and this isn't going to matter for us. I do believe we don't have like a pick here. I think our pick's going to the Thunder, or maybe that's another year I'm thinking of. We have a first round pick in this offseason. It said, yeah, no, it does go to the Thunder, so we don't have a pick. All right, for staff signing, obviously Ime Udoka is going to be staying here. I would have loved to have seen a better first round result, but we can build and try to make a better team here that'll work in the 2K sim. So Brooklyn Nets, I'm pretty sure the Rockets do in fact hold that 2027 first, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see what that pick will turn into for us, unless if I'm mistaken we should be giving that back, but we'll see. VanVleet has a player option on that second year, so it'll be interesting to see what he does with that, but we don't have a draft pick, so we're basically going to be going straight to player options, and we're going to see what happens. So we got VanVleet accepting, which doesn't surprise me. Reed we're going to accept, and Whitmore we're going to accept. We got Tari Eason, who's a free agent, and then obviously Durant's a free agent as well. So Eason is going to be asking for about $31 million a year. We'll see if we can get to paying him, but obviously, as we all know, this team's going to get expensive. I'd like to keep Kevin Durant as well. He is our best player right now, but we'll see. So let's go look at trade avenues first, and I actually want to see where our team is sitting at financially. So we are way over the second apron right now, so we definitely got to keep that in mind at the moment. So with VanVleet, and now I guess Jabari's contract kicking in. I mean, that might be considering cap holds as well, that I would have to imagine. I'm assuming cap holds are kind of hovering over us if I had to guess. So yeah, Durant's is a $82 million cap hold. So once we resign him, it may look a little bit different. So let's get that done. So let's get Durant back on the team for probably cheaper than that. I think Durant playing 2 more years does seem a little realistic, so we're going to give him a 2-year deal and try to keep him around. But I think it'd be in our best interest if we had a guy that could score over Durant, because I know Durant's going to continue to regress, but he will be secured, so that should fix, I think, yeah, so now we're down quite a bit. So now we are under it because, well, without Tari Eason being re-signed just yet, so that's something to keep in mind. But I do think it's in our best interest to upgrade from VanVleet. He's an expiring $25 million. Again, we can move Amin Thompson to point guard. So I think if we can bring in a new guard, I think that's kind of what I'm looking for. So that's what we're going to try to do using VanVleet's contract. Maybe we throw in Cam Whitmore, Reed Shepherd if something else pops up that we like. But I think it would be ideal if we found somebody that would be a big upgrade over Durant if possible. But we'll see if that even is an option. So I kind of have an interesting idea that I had pop up in my head, and I was wondering if we could snag Darius Garland off the Cleveland Cavaliers. Obviously, they are contending, but they do have Garland on the trade block. So he would be a massive upgrade at our point guard spot. Again, I've always usually moved Amin Thompson there, but I think Amin Thompson and Garland as a backcourt kind of intrigues me. And I know that the rumors about Garland being traded this offseason are not there anymore. and maybe they go on to win the championship next year with the wide open East, and it's all okay. But if they do end up failing next year like they did in this simulation, I feel like it could be kind of an interesting conversation, whether it's Mitchell or Garland. Obviously, Garland makes $8 million less, so that's why we're going to try to see if we can get Darius Garland on this team. So, although I would say maybe signing and trading Eason could be something that would interest them as well, but I don't think we can do that right now. So, I'm going to offer FrevinBleed's contract to start things off here. It's an expiring contract. And then let's say we threw in, like, I mean, we could do Reed Shepherd, which would probably intrigue them. And I wouldn't be opposed to throwing Finney Smith in there as a wing that they'd probably appreciate to have next to, you know, Mobley, Allen, and Donovan Mitchell. So if we threw FrevinBleed, Reed Shepherd, and Finney Smith for Garland, I know I'm trading one of Houston's new additions, but Finney Smith, unfortunately, is just not that great in 2K, and we're giving somebody that they'd probably like a lot. So let's see what they'd say to this offer. They say no. Okay. What if I throw a second at you as well? And what about, I mean, I could throw this 2027 first at you, but that pick might be good. Let's say we did a 2030 first. Still saying no. What about that? Okay, well, they don't want to do that then. Okay, what if we just... Okay, now they want... Okay, now they want Capella. We could get Lonzo Ball off of them. I mean... Interesting. I thought Finney Smith would make much more sense for them. I know we're trading Reed Shepherd, but I think we got to do this, right? I know we're losing our backup 5 in Capella, and that's an early, you know, like I said, a guy that the Rockets have right now, but we got to do this trade. We're going to get Darius Garland on the team. So Reed Shepherd, Capella, a second for Garland and Lonzo Ball. I feel like Finney Smith would have made much more sense, but I am totally okay with that. So now we have Lonzo Ball and Darius Garland as a point guard rotation. We have Amin Thompson and Cam Whitmore, who's in the last year of his rookie deal. So that's going to be kind of tough to keep him, but we'll see how that goes. Finney Smith still is the backup 3. And obviously, like I said, we kind of hurt our backup 5 spot. But at the end of the day, if you're getting, like I said, Garland on this team, I think will be a nice score with Kevin Durant, you know, needing the pressure off of him a little bit. I think we had to jump on that. So I love that. As far as Tari Eason is concerned, I do think we're going to have to... Oh, he's getting an offer sheet. We're going to match it. It's probably going to put us up in the second apron, if I had to guess. But hopefully it's all worth it at the end. We're after a championship after all. So I think the only thing we're going to do on the last day of free agency is hopefully sign a backup 5, because Adams is probably going to regress. If I had to guess, did not mean to rhyme there, but I kind of did. So there's Landale, who was just here. There's Nurkic, and there's Isaiah Jackson. What else do we got? Anybody? I mean, we can go Thomas Bryant, I guess, or Eubanks. Robinson, Coloco. So there is some I mean, we probably might go Thomas Bryant for a minimum. That might be our best bet. So that's going to be it. So Durant is down to a 92. Amin's up to a 94. Garland's an 88. Jabari 86. Whitmore 82. And Lonzo is a 79. And then Adams is all the way down to a 71. Yeah. Obviously, Adams was really good for Houston in real life. But in 2K in real life sometimes is totally different, as we're all aware. And some guys just kind of suck in the 2K sim. So... not too surprised to see Adams continue to regress for us, unfortunately. But let's get into this next season. This should be an interesting one. We've added Garland to this team. How much better will that make us? I have to imagine it's going to take some pressure off Durant to not be the primary scorer, which is what I wanted. And then obviously Şengün's still going to score. Amin Thompson might show some scoring flash too. So let's see if Garland causes a positive effect or a negative one in the 2K sim. The power rank seems to be pretty high on us. We're 4th overall, and here is your proficiency. So we're 4.5 balance. So this team seems to look really good on paper. Now, if we look at our finances, yeah, we're way up there. So we're paying quite a bit, $244 million, which isn't too surprising to see. A lot of big contracts. So guys like Whitmore, Lonzo Ball, it's going to be really tough to keep them. Obviously, if we can get off Adams and Finney Smith's contract, that would help out a little bit. But we're going for it this year. Like, this is the season that we kind of need some progress and win a championship. We'll see if it works out that way. Hopefully it does. So leaving Finney Smith out of the rotation definitely kind of sucks, but I guess it is what... Well, I mean, we could throw him in there over Thomas Bryant, but I don't know. I guess we will. So we'll throw Finney Smith in there since he's the one making more money. It would probably make sense if he's playing more. We'll do that. And then what are the shots in season, if I had to guess? So Amin Thompson still a 63. Durant is now down to a 77, which is why I had a feeling that we needed somebody. And then Şengün and Garland are probably going to score the most. Whitmore shots in is a little too high for my liking. I'd like that to come down quite a bit. So he can still score, don't get me wrong. But yeah, Durant, Amin Thompson, and then Şengün, Garland. Like, those are the 4 guys that are going to hopefully push us where we want to be. So is Garland the right move for us? We're about to find out. I think it's going to work out well, but we'll see, man. We'll see. So at the end of year 2, Jokic wins MVP, Boozer's Rookie of the Year in Utah, Ryan Rollins Sixth Man in Portland, Wemby Defensive Player, Trey Johnson Most Improved, and Zion's your Clutch Player, and Kidd is your Coach of the Year, and Hobson is your Executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, as we get Alperen Şengün make an All-NBA team, which is great to see. I love that. And here's your All-NBA third team. So we also had Amen Thompson make it, averaging 15, 8, and 7. So just kind of doing it, you know, being a do-it-all guard on the floor for us, which is just great. Amen Thompson, all defensive first team, and here's our all defensive second team, all rookie team. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. But we are the 4th seed in the West, and we get to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. So no Mavericks to deal with, at least in the first round this time. We had 20 from, whoops, that's not what I wanted. We had 21 and 7 from Garland, 20, 10 and 6 from Şengün, 19, 4 and 3 from Durant, and then 15, 8 and 7 from Amen Thompson. 14 and 7 from Jabari, 12 from Cam Whitmore, and 11 from Tar Eason with 6 rebounds, 7 and 2 and 3 from Lonzo. So yeah, just a very all-around really good team here that we have going on right now. But will it win a championship? That remains to be seen. Is our proficiency up to 5-star? It is. Wow. So that's first time I've seen that in a while, but we are in fact a 5-star proficiency right now under Ime Udoka. So we get to play the the Oklahoma City Thunder, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just got the biggest extension. Funny enough, 2K wouldn't even let me go over $45 million on him, unfortunately, which is just kind of annoying. Like, I wish it would let me, but yeah, that doesn't even get close to what he's about to be making, obviously. So yeah, it is what it is on that, but kind of disappointing. So game 1 is going to go to Oklahoma City. Game 2 is going to go to them as well. So they won both games on our home floor, which is very disappointing, might I add, but let's see if we can maybe win 2 on their home floor to get back in this series. But because going home in round 1 here after we just had a good regular season would really suck, and we're down 3-0 right now. So the playoffs are not going too well after a good regular season. I mean, we're only the 4th seed, but damn, we're really going to get swept. I mean, I know the Thunder are a good team, but wow. Not anticipating a sweep, but that's exactly what has happened. 168 to 167. 27, 25, but it does not result in what we wanted it, unfortunately. That's disappointing. Got the Mavericks and the Celtics, and the Mavericks going to win it all. So maybe we would have lost to Dallas anyway, but damn, not even winning 1 game in the first round is quite a humbling experience. So Dorian Finney-Smith is going to call it a career, which actually low-key okay with that, because we kind of need to get off. Well, I mean, it's kind of unrealistic, right? Let's bring him back. It's not realistic if he was you know, signed a 4-year deal. I don't think he'd retire 2 years early on that contract. So we'll keep him. Well, and you know, it would have been a nice bailout for me financially. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So we are actually projected a lottery pick, though, which could be nice via Brooklyn. And then that Suns pick maybe isn't going to be a lottery pick, unfortunately. But we get the 3rd overall pick, apparently. I'm pretty sure this is correct information, but I do need to double check my facts on this. And then the Suns pick, I know they still have. Where'd that end up going? So we have number 3 via Brooklyn. Then where did we have 20 via the Suns? Okay, so I will do my due diligence. And funny enough, the Nets got number 2 via the Knicks from that obviously big trade with Mikal Bridges. But I need to do my due diligence and double check that this is correct information. But I'm pretty sure it is. And if it is confirmed that is the case, I will see you guys in draft night with the 3rd overall pick. So if I'm not a complete buffoon and I read that information correctly, I do think this is indeed correct. So number 1 is going to be Tyron Stokes to Memphis. Number 2 is going to be Mika to the Nets. So who are we going to get at number 3? You may be asking. So we have McCoy, who could step in as that backup Lonzo Ball role at 6'6". So I do kind of like that idea. Or we could grab a center instead. That's also another option. So let's see if there is a good center, because I mean, there really isn't, though, as I'm seeing. So I do think we will probably go Brandon McCoy here to replace Lonzo Ball's role. So welcome to Houston, Brandon McCoy to be our brand new backup point guard. Then we have a late 20th pick, Costanza, who could be playing 2 or 3. So I do think I'm going to go ahead and take him here at Baylor, or out of Baylor. So like that pick a lot for us. And we'll have McCoy and Costanza. These could literally be the Lonzo and Cam Whitmore replacements. We got Nate Williams, which we're going to decline. We need to save as much money as possible. Whitmore, thankfully, could still come back on his 1-year qualifying offer, but I think giving him a long-term contract is just really out of the realm of possibility. We're not going to be able to bring Lonzo Ball back either. We got McCoy in for that role now, so Yeah, so we're basically just going to be kind of running it back and hoping things are better. Now, the one thing we do need to do is upgrade that backup 5 rule. I think that's definitely something we need to do. There's no debate on that. So I think that will be the game plan. If we could find a way to trade a first-round pick and Steve Adams to get a better backup center. Thomas Bryant was the guy last year, but if we can find something better, that would be the most ideal. So I'm going to start here with Chris Sanak. I don't even know if I'm saying that last name correctly, but out of Houston. So let's bring him home, right? He's on a beautiful contract for the next 3 years. I don't even know if 2 firsts gets the job done, but I'm going to at least offer it anyway. So they're going to say no. Don't think we can aggregate any contracts right now. So just trying to get as cheap a center as possible. So funny enough, our other best option would probably be like Jackson Hayes, or also Clint Capella, who we obviously traded away earlier as far as getting a good backup center. I mean, Mitchell Robinson makes pretty similar money, so I don't know if we can maybe make this happen. Let's see. Not quite. Let's see if we threw a second in here. But Robinson would feel pretty good, and I don't think we can throw... Yeah, okay. So 2 firsts, Robinson maybe be a little rich in my opinion, so can't make that happen. What other center? SARS making... I mean, that would be really hard to pull off anyway. Klingon's about to be on a new extension, so that would just kick in and be kind of like really screwed against the cap. So Iguodaro has kind of got my attention as well. They went Costanza, but again, we're not going to do that. So Iguodaro, though, I would not mind as a backup center. They want Costanza. It'd be awesome if I still had... I mean, would I... No, okay, that's a little too... Okay, so far we're not getting a backup 5. So let's just wait on, I guess... Cam Whitmore to come back on his qualifying offer, and then we'll try to trade for a backup center on the last, or later in the offseason, because so far no one's biting on what we're offering. So let's get Cam Whitmore back. So that's done, and now we have Durant down to 89, which I kind of expected. Finney Smith's down to 75. So Finney Smith makes a little bit more money than Steven Adams, so maybe, actually no, they make very similar. So maybe we will find a way, but yeah, I'm still locked in on trying to get a better backup 5 in the build. So unfortunately, thus far, it seems like trading my backup 5 earlier and Clint Capella was one of the worst mistakes I ever could have made. I cannot for the life of me get a backup 5 in here, so we don't have one yet. Maybe the deadline, something will pop up. But we got Garland, Thompson, Durant, Jabari, Şengün, so kind of the same starting 5 we've been running with Tari Eason, Whitmore, McCoy, Costanza, and at least Finney Smith, our rotation. So ideally, like I said, I'm trying to flip Adams or Finney Smith to get ourselves a backup 5 at the deadline. That's really what I want to add to this team. Power rank has us third overall, but if we're able to find a way to secure that backup center, I think we'd be in a really good spot to be much better in the playoffs. But Durant's on the last year of his contract, so he'll probably retire after this. The video could still go on even if he does, don't get me wrong. But man, do we really want to secure a good backup center here if we can. I'll see you guys at the deadline if I'm able to accomplish that. If not, I will see you guys at the end. It was unfortunately once again impossible to acquire a good backup 5, so I have given up on it once again at the deadline. But we do have Ahmed Thompson and Şengün making all NBA second team, which is a great sign. Obviously, we love that every single time. But we have not won a playoff series in this video yet, and we draw Minnesota round 1. So we've gotten 3 different matchups. Is third time a charm? We're about to find out. So 22-10 from Şengün, 21 from Garland, 17 from Durant, 15 from Ahmed Thompson, 9 and 8 up to a 96 overall, 13 and 7 for Jabari, 11 and 4 from Whitmore, 9 and 6 from Tari Eason, and 9 from McCoy, and 5 from Costanza. So obviously, we got our rooks playing in smaller roles, but roles that are still very important for this team to hopefully have some success in these playoffs. So if not, we'll have another season, and they'll be a big part of what we do next year, and hopefully that's where it all comes together, and Durant will be gone after that. So that's going to open up more money for us. But all right, game 1 is going to go to us. So already a better start than the previous year. Game 2, we're up 2-0. Game 3, they win, and we go up 3-1. Can we beat them in 5? Yes, we can. So we finally have won a damn playoff series. Okay, we got Dallas and Utah battling it out right now. Definitely would love to see Utah right now, but it's probably going to be the Mavericks, obviously. Although it is going to a game 7. Yo, Utah, want to do me a big favor and upset the Mavs right now on their home floor? That'd be beautiful. The Mavs take the lead, and they're probably going to hang on to it. Yeah, it is the Mavericks. Of course it is. I don't even know who the Jazz have, but I was asked for them instead. So the Mavericks had Bradley Beal starting at their 2 guard. They have Boozer and Ace Bailey in Utah. I mean, that would have been tough too, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Battle of the Texas teams. They beat us earlier, so we'll see if we can maybe get some revenge. So game 1 is going to go to Dallas. Game 2, we evened it up. Okay, so we went on their home floor. We got to win on our home floor as well. This is kind of what happened last time. I think we were evened up and we didn't win the next 2. We take the lead here in game 3. Can we hang on to it? And we will. So we're going to go up 2-1. So beautiful. 29, 10, and 8 from Shingun. Now it is time for game 4. If we can go up 3-1, we put ourselves in the front driver's seat to take out the Mavs here. They have Bradley Beal starting at the 2 guard, so that's really in our favor right now. As long as we hang on here, we're up 3-1. So I'm still nervous, though. Even despite being up 3-1, I would not rule out the Mavericks coming back from 3-1 on us right now. Not shock me in the slightest. But if we can hang on to this, we're going to beat them in 5. I mean, they've had the lead most of the game. We snuck in there a couple times. But all right. Game 6 is happening. So we go back to H-Town. We got to win this one. This is a must win. We do not want to go back to Dallas for a game 7 after they tie the series. So it's looking like we're going to take care of business here. Less if they come back, but no. Okay, we will hang on. So 21 and then 20 for Brandon McCoy in only 14 minutes, which is a huge game for him. And I'll get another Texas team, which is going to be the San Antonio Spurs. We have Castle, Harper, Vassell, Sohan, Wemby, Juju Jackson, Carter Bryant, and Cam Johnson. So Carter Bryant hasn't really developed at all for the Spurs. That's kind of disappointing. So I'll have to keep that in mind whenever we do a Spurs rebuild. But sometimes it'd be like that. Just one video, guys don't progress. The next one, they'll do whatever. But all right, or be better. But okay, let's see if we got it. What it takes to take down the Spurs. Game 1 is going to go to them. Game 2 is going to go to us. Game 3 is going to go to them. So let's simcast game 4 because this would be a great time to get a ring with Durant still playing for us because I think he's done for after this. But we got to tie the series first off, and it's been a back and forth game so far, and they're going to take it the 3-1 lead. So we got the Hornets in the finals. I mean, there's still a possibility we could win 3 straight, but it is Wemby and the Spurs, so we'll see if that works out, and we're going to lose in the conference finals. So definitely better than the previous 2 seasons, but unfortunately, we're not going to win a championship with Durant on the team. He's probably done for, and I'm going to leave it like that as well. So let's go to the lottery, and let's see what we got going on here. So I'm pretty sure this year we don't have any picks coming in, but the year 2029, there is another pick to be excited about. So Udoka is on the last year of his deal. I think that's just fine. So draft night, I don't even think we had a pick. Or I guess we do. It's late. 28. But obviously, Costanza and McCoy are about to take really big roles here. So that's going to be huge to have them, you know, developing with this team. I really don't even know any of these guys down here. So just give me the best guy you could possibly think of. Marcus Sears, sure. Player options, nothing. And then qualifying offers, nothing. Okay. So Whitmore, as we all know, is a free agent. I mean, definitely. And then Garland's a free agent too. Okay. So, and then Adams is a free agent, which we're not bringing him back. We finally need to get that back in 5 in the building though. So McCoy. So we technically could like sign and trade Garland and have McCoy take that starting point guard role. I don't hate that idea. Costanza's going to take that 3 role potentially as well. You have Easton and Jabari, and then Şengün still at the 5. So I think that would be ideal. If we had McCoy and Ahmed Thompson starting the backcourt, we move Garland. I think that would be the best thing we can do. Just give me a legitimate backup 5. I'd be really happy. So that is what I'm going to try to do with Garland's contract. And I think I will try to re-sign Whitmore as well. But if we can sign and trade Garland to somewhere for a better 5, I think that's what I would like to do. I have no idea if the Hawks have Trae Young still or not. Him and Garland in the backcourt would be kind of a nightmare, but this trade is too good to pass up. We get Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Okongwu. This is what I've been looking for throughout the entire video. We're going to go ahead and do this trade. So, do they still have Trae Young? I hope they don't, because that makes it a little... yeah, he's gone. So, actually, this trade does make some sense for them. They needed a new point guard. So, yeah, I actually like that a lot that we made that trade. So, we now have Nickeil Alexander-Walker backing up Ahmed Thompson. We have McCoy as the point guard now. We have Finney-Smith still here at the 3. Costanza, we'll see if he develops, but Easton can always slide over if needed. So the only thing I think I'm going to look to do is pretty much, I mean, do we resign Whitmore, or do we just kind of chill on that and just go with this team? I think it might be in our best interest to sign somebody in Whitmore. I mean, what's our money sitting at right now? So let's see. $207 million. So we are financially pretty flexible right now, but Alexander Walker and Finney-Smith will come off the books next year. That will make things a little bit better, but Şengün and Tari Easton have player options. So I think I probably will resign Whitmore. It's probably in our best interest to do so. We're all in on a championship this season. Bringing in Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Okongwu, I think signals that quite a bit. So let's go look at player progression and let's see what that is looking like. But if McCoy and Costanza can go up, that'd be ideal. If not, we start Tari Easton this year at the 3. we'll see what it's looking like. So we got McCoy up to an 84, so that's great, and then Costanza's up to a 78. But I still think I'm definitely in the camp that we could start Tar Eason or Cam Whitmore at the 3 or whatever we decide to do. Maybe it's Whitmore. Probably makes a little bit more sense to start him, and Eason stays the backup for us. So we're going to go into this 4th season with all the optimism in the world, even with Durant gone, that a championship still can come through. Şengün's going to take a massive offensive leap. Amin Thompson's going to have a bigger role now. So this is fully in on the young core that the Rockets have had this entire time, but now finally in the year of what, 2030 or whatever. But I have a great feeling about this maybe working very well in our favor. So Brandon McCoy is able to win Most Improved this year. We obviously gave him that starting point guard role with Garland gone. Here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, Amin Thompson, All-NBA there, and then Şengün not to be found this time. So we did push Amin Thompson's shot tendency up quite a bit, so maybe that hurt Şengün a little bit. I'm not sure. 4th seed in the West, playing the Warriors, so it feels like every single season we're getting a new matchup in round 1. We got 22 from Şengün, 28 and 7 from Amin Thompson. You got 24 and 7 from McCoy, 15 from Whitmore, 12 from Jabari, and 9 from Eason, 8 from Okongwu, 8 from Costanza, and 5 from Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Okay, so let's see if we can beat the Warriors in round 1. Do they have Jokic now all of a sudden? No, they have Khalil Ware, Kuminga still there, which I don't think that's going to happen at all. Mark Williams is there. Jake LaRavia is there. Podziemski is still here, and Ryan Rollins. So it's an interesting team, but if we find a way to lose this team, we're definitely in the video right here because I'll be raging out of here. But let's see. So it's an even series so far. We're up 2-1. We're up 3-1. Just beat them, please. We're going to beat them in 5. So we get to play the Mavericks. So we did beat last year in the 2nd round, and the Spurs are on the other side just like last year too. Let's see if lightning strikes twice for us. So game 1 is going to go to Dallas. They have Hawkins now at that 2 guard instead of Bradley Beal, so that definitely makes them more dangerous. And we'll even it up. Okay, can we go up 2? Yes, we can. Can we go up 3-1? Yes, we can. Can we beat them in 5? No, not yet. Okay, so we're in a similar situation literally as last year where we don't want to see them force a game 7 on us because if we go to a game 7 in Dallas, that spells trouble. Can we hang on in game 6? It's a close game so far. We will hang on. So we're back to the conference finals 2 years in a row. It's OKC or San Antonio, which both teams have beat us in this video. So I don't even know which one I'd rather play. It will be the Spurs. So the Spurs did beat us last year. Howard Bryant's now up to an 84. Turner has found his way to the Spurs as well. So another good matchup here. So Charlotte and Detroit on the other side, but obviously we have changed the team quite a bit. So we'll see how this works out. So game 1 is going to go to us. Beat them pretty good there. They even it up, though. We're up 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? No, it's a tied series. Okay, so it's a very, very competitive series so far. But if we can go up 3-2 here, we feel really good about going back to Houston up 3-2. It's a close game. We had the lead there for a second, and now we're in trouble. Game 6 in Houston to force a game 7. Can we do it? We take the lead here, and they're going to try to take it back. We're going to let it go. And are we going to hang on? We do. 106-112. But game 7 is indeed happening. Okay, game 7. Hornets awaiting us just like last year. Can we win game 7? This would be lovely if we did, but it is very close, and there's no guarantee that we win this. But, man, is it a close series so far. Game 7. For all the marbles. Come on, man. Hang on to this lead. I know we can do it. Get past that finish line. Have a 5-point lead. It is a 5-point game late here. 6-point game. And we are going to hang on 131-126 to beat the Spurs. And now we get to play the Charlotte Hornets, who were here last year too. LaMelo, Arenas, Knipple, Miles Bridges, Stewart, Trey Mann, Hardestein, and Mitch Robinson. So a good Hornets team. But man, do I want to see us get the win over them. Game 1, game 2. The Spurs were our finals. The Hornets do not stand a chance, and we're going to sweep the Charlotte Hornets. That's a beautiful way to end this video. Amin Thompson, 23, 8, and 10, and that was a lovely Rockets rebuild. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully the Rockets don't make any major moves today to make this video look silly, but again, would not shock me in the slightest if my words were eaten. And the beautiful part is we still won a championship with Finney Smith on the team, one of their new free agency additions. Fortunately, lost Capella early on, but I'm going to end it there, guys. Thank y'all for watching. This is Crushables. I am saying peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.